Okay, I moved over now to my wireless client. It's just a regular Windows XP laptop. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the wireless LAN here. And instead of choosing the random wireless LAN, I'm going to explicitly configure in the wireless network connector or the Windows 0 config, explicitly configure the wireless network that I just created on the controllers by clicking on here, add. I'm going to click here, test WLAN. Remember, that was the name of the SSID you just connected. The authentication type I'm going to use is WPA2. The encryption type is AES. I'm going to go to this authentication tab here. I'm going to change the EAP type to protected EPEEP. I'm going to click on properties. Under properties, I'm going to uncheck this validate certificate. I'm also going to click on this configure button here. I'm going to uncheck automatically use Windows login name and password. I'm going to click OK, go back here. I'm going to uncheck authenticate as computer when computer information is available. I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to click OK again here. Windows is going to take those settings, it's going to look for and try to connect me to test WLAN here, and it does. It asks here for me to enter in my credentials, and I'm going to enter here my VLAN2 user, and remember the VLAN2 user password. Click OK, and it's successfully logged in. It's acquiring a network IP address. As you can see over here, let's take a closer look. It has given me an IP address of. It has given me an IP address here of, sorry, 2.2.2.200, which means it's put me in VLAN2. Because remember, I created a DHCP scope for VLAN2 that would give me an IP address range in the 2.2.2. something range, and that's what happened. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to test the other users to make sure that it puts me into the right VLAN. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go back over here to my wireless configurator, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the wireless network, and I'm going to delete this test WLAN. I'm going to remove it here. I'm going to close this window. This is the only way in Windows that I know how to log on to the same SSID but under a different username. And now I'm going to go back to the same place where I configured the wireless network, and I'm going to add it again, same WLAN. So there's going to be test WLAN. I'm going to use the exact same settings, WPA2 AES. I'm going to click on the authentication tab. I'm going to change this to PEEP, change the properties, uncheck this validation certificate, click on this configure button, uncheck automatically use my Windows login, OK that, uncheck authenticate as computer, and then OK that. It's going to try to connect again to the same test WLAN. It's going to ask me to enter my credentials, which I will use here. In this case, now I'm going to use VLAN22 user and enter the password VLAN22 user. So hopefully by using VLAN22 user, it's now going to put me into the subnet range of the VLAN22. So let's see, it's acquiring network address. And if you look very closely here, yes, it put me in 22.22.22.200 IP address range. So look, same SSID, right? But different username. It put me into VLAN22 exactly as they want to see in the proof of concept. So one more test. Let's go back to my wireless configurator here. I'm going to delete test WLAN again, or remove it. I'm going to OK it so that it is completely gone. And then I'm going to go back into properties, back into wireless LAN, and I'm going to add it for a third time. I'm going to add it again, right? Test WLAN, use the network authentication is WPA2, data encryption is AES. Go to the authentication tab, select PEEP, and then the properties, uncheck the validate certificate, click configure, uncheck automatically use my Windows login, click OK, uncheck authenticate as computer when computer information is available. Test WLAN is here. I'm going to OK that. Windows is going to take the changes again. It's going to pop up another balloon here asking me to enter my credentials, which I will. This time I'm going to enter the VLAN 150 user. Password is VLAN 150 user, and click OK. It is okay. I probably typed it in too slowly, so I'm going to type it in one more time. VLAN 150 user, VLAN 150 user, and click OK. And this time is acquiring network address. Let's take a look closely here, which means I've successfully logged in. And look, it's giving me an IP address of 150.150.149. So remember, same SSID, the test WLAN SSID, but different username, and it put me into the 150 VLAN 150. So again, proof of concept, one SSID, 3 VLANs, different user gets assigned to its proper VLAN, and we've been able to successfully show this proof of concept.